I'm going to read two from this from chapter 38, volume 2. Something that seems political. Terrorism Intelligence, a short one for you. Terrorism has been growing for years. 1 year before 9/11, Iraqi terrorist Kahe Radnajnet mailed a letter bomb, but didn't use enough postage. The letter bomb was sent back to him, marked return to sender. Kahe Radnajnet opened his letter bomb, blowing himself up in the process. This one is called The Cycle. It all came to her like this. She remembered when she was a child, coloring eggs for Easter, wire spoons dipping into cups, colors of spring and happiness left to dry on newspapers. And she would always steal some away to eat before Sunday, and she would hide the pastel shells in the trash, the evidence. And then she remembers the onion skins, boiling eggs wrapped in layers of skin, dyeing them beautiful shades of brown, like the amber beads on her mother's jewelry chests, the variations of color trapped by nature, captured by ourselves. And she remembers as a child listening to the McKinleys, an older pair with stories of Panama and Mexico, and they had so many foreign stories to tell. They actually once gave her an egg for Christmas, a carnival egg, with the inside blown out, filled with confetti, covered with then-colored crepe paper. She made her own, relished in cracking them over people's heads, but she saved theirs. And now she stands in the kitchen, scrambling them for morning meal, yellow and white, the colors in the nursery for the child still inside of her, and she could feel the kicking now. And she wants to know if they can give the color, the stories, if they can bring this cycle of life around for her little one. And she puts breakfast down once again on the plates. That I might be giving to somebody here by the end of the day because I won't have it anymore. This is the 25-year anniversary issue of cc&d. It's called Shining. Shining, it's nice and silver because it's silver anniversary. Because it's 25 years. But come on in, that will work yours. But I thought I would do this performance art poem for the last piece for it. It's called Visiting Pristine Places on the Planet. When I was young, the world was the size of a thimble, and all I needed was my own backyard. But on my own, I was a dot in the universe, and that had to change. So after trying to climb one of the Alps, wearing socks and sandals, I went to a nearby mountain to spend 20 minutes in its radon-filled cave to try to gain my strength again. After reading Hitler's concentration camp gates in Dachau, Arbeit macht frei, I walked through those gates and thought, work will set you free. Yes, it's true. I know it. Because your choice and your drive is freedom. After singing an entire acoustic set at a bar in Fairbanks, Alaska, we took off after midnight, added extra layers of clothing, and stood outside in the cold to bask in the geomagnetic dance of the aurora borealis. After being stared at by men in India because I was a tall Western woman not dressed like a Muslim, I had to get to their iron-filled, human feces-filled Bay of Bengal just to get my feet wet. After stepping over gold-colored risers in palaces in China's Forbidden City, an older Chinese man asked me in halted English where I was from. When I said Chicago, he joyously said, "My kind of town." After I sang at the Great Wall of China, a group of Chinese people wanted to take a picture with me, but I don't think it was my singing, but the fact that I was at least a foot taller than all of them. After buying a Balika in St. Petersburg, I saw the alarming number of well-armed Russian guards at every street corner. And I thought, we will never be friends. But at times like this, we'll try to be friendly. After retracing Darwin's steps at the Galapagos Islands, I stopped near a crisscrossed, overlapping sea lions napping, so I could contemplate natural selection. After seeing destroyed British ships from early whaling in Antarctica, I photographed the first human humpback whales of the season, then took a picture of the Gentoo penguin as I sat in the snow, and the penguin approached me. When a man in the third poorest country in the world was asked why the poor locals seemed so happy, he explained, "We may not have it all, but we can choose to be happy." And so we do. And with these words, I proudly choose life. I choose life for the orcas and humpback whales, the chinstrap and gentoo penguins, cormorants, gulls, and terns. I choose life for the giant petrels, the storm petrels, finches, Nazca birds, even the sea lions and marine iguanas. I choose life for the Wyoming bison who passed me on the street. I choose life for the deer who approached us as we slept in the grass under stars. I choose life for all of the mass farm animals mankind slaughters before they choose to, because they choose to consume violence and not peace. I choose life because all around this world, peace is the one thing that we all could always use.